Join JT, head golf professional of Pole Creek Golf Course, and Tom Bianca of Colorado's Voyage as we play the 9th golf hole at the Ridgeside. Our best go for it par 5s. It plays 556 yards from the back and 413 yards from the forward tees. You can grip it and rip it from this elevated tee box with no major hazards if you take a solid drive on the tree-lined fairway. However, your approach shot must be accurate. Trouble protects the left side of the green with deep sand and grass mounds are in play if you hit it long. Best to aim right of the green and just land it short to let the ball run on. It's a fun design and an excellent way to finish your 9 holes on the Ridgeside.
This is Tom Bianca, host of Colorado's Voyage radio program on 560 KLZ Radio. We do these segments about the businesses and lifestyles here in Colorado. And one of the segments we do, and we love to do these features because it gets us out on the golf course, is featuring some of the best mountain courses in the state. And today, we're at Pole Creek Golf Course, located in Tabernash, Colorado. And joining to me today is JT. He's a golf professional. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tom. Nice to have you up here at Pole Creek.
Well, it's nice to get out of Denver, JT. And this is just about 8 miles outside of Winter Park, right?
Correct. We're in the little town of Tabernash. That's where the golf course sits. Been here since '82.
And you have not been around since '82, but you've been around here for a long time. You're a staple.
Yeah, so I started working here in the early '90s. Been here ever since. Started out just as an assistant pro. And then moved my way up as the head pro left. The job came open and they offered it to me. So been a head pro here now for 6-7 years now.
How long have you been a pro now altogether since you started your career?
When did I get into the program? It was probably back in '96. So a little over 20 years. 20 years
in the business, yeah. What keeps you on as a pro? What keeps you in the business?
The people. I love the people. Love the course, the mountain course here. It's, granted it's only seasonal. We're only open barely 5 months a year. From about middle of May to middle of October. Maybe stretch it to 6 months. But I just like the community up here. It's very low keyed.
And can you tell us, since you don't go back to '82, but can you tell us the history of the golf course? Who owns it? Why they opened it up?
Yes, this is back in the early '80s. They were looking at the rec district. We're owned by the Fraser Valley Metropolitan Rec District. So all the locals that are paying tax dollars into it as part of their course. They decided they wanted to have a course in the area. At the time, there was only one golf course, and it was way over on the other side of the valley at Grand Lake. And they started to, some of the avid golfers that are always playing up there decided to build a course here. So we built our first 9 in '82, and then finished the other 9, so we had 18 in '84, and then in '85 we were Golf Digest top 10 public golf courses.
Yeah, I can see why. It's a perfect location, and you would think for a mountain course such as Pole Creek that it would be hard to cut a decent hole championship course out of a facility like this, but I can't imagine what kind of work went into it and how many trees they had to cut down to, and the vision the original designer had of this course. So can you explain who designed it and what kind of work he had to do to make this happen?
Sure. Dennis Griffin designed us, came in and did our golf course, came back in '99 and did the Ridge 9, which was a little bit more, he used pretty much just the graphics that we had here. Yeah, we had to move a lot of trees, get the irrigation in there. Down below was more of a meadow pasture area, so it wasn't as many trees to be cutting out as we did have to do up here. But it was nice having Dennis come in here and help design the new 9, the Ridge, when we put that in '99. So it's just about, I don't know, what, 20 years old now? 18 years old?
And the course itself doesn't have that many homes surrounding it, so you can get a really nice feel of a resort course.
Yes, part of the stipulation with the developers, especially up here on the Ridge 9, is it has to be set back about 50 yards. from our property lines. So that way the houses are not encroaching on any of the golf course. They're there, but they're not really in the way of any shots.
So did Fraser Rec always own this property, or did they have to purchase it?
We bought the first property. We bought the first 9, the original Meadow 9. We had the property donated, the back 9. We built that. And then the developers up here, Steve Lay and his family that owned all this property to start with, basically developed the ridge for us and then donated it back to the community.
It seems like with the layout of the course, with the irrigation system and watering the course, it seems like it's ideal for that particular, and it keeps your budget low, right?
Keeps our budget low. We have some senior water rights that we have with the property that go back to the early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some senior water rights. So we've never had any droughts or anything that we haven't run out of water. So that's been the nice characteristics of the area to be able to keep the irrigation going.
Has there been any setbacks on the course, or has it always been operating to capacity and functionality?
Just back there in '08 when we were going through, economic changes and everything, that was a little tough on us that year. But every year we've been making money for the rec district, putting away some into capital gains.
A lot of people don't realize how much cost and work goes into operating a golf course. They think once you put it in, it's there. You can keep on making money, but there's a lot to it. Tell us how much it costs to run the course and how many people you employ.
Probably our budget is around $700,000 just to keep the golf course going. It's $1 million, but we're trying to bring in $1 million a year between food and beverage and the golf course. We're self-efficient, so we don't get any tax base off of the rec district. That pretty well takes care of their rec center and the ball fields is where the tax base goes into. We're probably employing just between cart staff, outdoor staff, restaurant and everything. I'm going to put a ballpark. You put me on a spot, but I'm going to probably say close to 40 people just to keep this running for the summer.
You would think about 40 people. That's not that much to actually run a golf course.
We keep it pretty lean to just try to keep the costs down and keep the costs down for the golfers, for all our guests coming up here to play. About 50% of our golfers that are playing are guests from out of town. They're from Front Range. They might own property up here and come up for the weekends and stuff. The rest are all locals.
And it's a great escape. It's only about an hour and 45 minutes from Denver.
From downtown, sure.
And it only takes about 20, when traffic's going good, it only takes about 20 minutes to get outside of Denver and to come here now. So
get up here, and people love to escape here. That's our July and August where it's heating up down in the city. They love to come up here for mountain golf. And again, we keep the course in pristine shape all the way through till middle of October, 1st October. We're not airifying greens or anything.
How many rounds does it produce here?
We're doing close to 25,000 rounds for the summer with 27 holes, which really helps us.
Is that an average for a mountain golf course?
We're probably, we're right up there with Breckenridge and Keystone and stuff like that. The other golf courses in the valley are probably doing around 10 to 12,000 for 18 holes.
And it's a shortened season, so what's the time frame when it opens up and closes?
Assuming we have a fairly mild spring, we can get open as early as 1st of May. 1 year, back 3 years ago, we were able to open the same weekend that the ski area closed, so the end of April. But then it turned around, snowed, and rained on us for about 3 weeks after we opened it up, so we can never open it back up. So our seasons usually, we try to get open by Labor Day, and then through middle of October.
Okay.
So it's pretty short season.
Yeah, most mountain golf courses averages that, right? Roughly they get open in May, and Breckenridge might be a little bit later, but it's a course that where it's not. I don't know how much snow you get, but you get quite a bit.
We get some spots where we have 12, 15 feet of snow on the backside of some of the greens and stuff. So it takes a while for us to even plow the roads to get out to work on the course in the springtime. So,
I can see why.
yeah. When the course sits at 8,600 feet, our high point is right up here on the ridge where we're at, is 8812. So we're up there right with Breckenridge, well, right with Keystone. I think Keystone's right up in the same elevation we're at.
Yeah, it feels good to get up to this elevation.
Yeah, the ball flies
Nice.
a lot farther, don't have to work as hard. It's cooler. Even, mornings it's a little cool. We'll have a 50-degree temperature change just from morning to the afternoon.
So tell us about tournaments. Can anybody book a tournament? How many tournaments do you hold? And do you hold wedding events and special?
We've gotten out of the wedding business. We'll do some rehearsal dinners down in the clubhouse, but we're not really set up to do wedding events. Anybody can set up tournaments. We have anywhere from 16 players all the way up to, like this weekend, we have 150 players. So we have some big charity tournaments we do during this season. Grand Classic, which is between two golf courses between us and over here at Granby Ranch. It's a 2-day event, and that usually brings in 200 people. We do a lot of charity for the town, for the Early Learning Center. It's called the Bert and Ernie Tournament. And then the Lions Club. So we're doing average during the summer, we're doing anywhere from 3 to 5 tournaments a week.
And they can book a tournament anytime during the week.
They're going to get a better deal if we can book them like Tuesday, middle of the week, Tuesday through, Thursday, Friday, weekends. Yeah, we can do it, but to close down to do a shotgun is sometimes a little more cost effective to do it during the week for us.
So you have all the amenities associated with playing golf. You got your driving range, putting range, chipping area, and PGA professionals, right? They can book a lesson with you.
Yeah,
and
book a lesson with me if they'd like, yes, and then set up a tournament on top of that. If they want to bring groups in, we have a lot of small groups that are staying in the valley that'll come up for meetings and then have an afternoon to come play golf with us.
How can they book a tournament? How can they book a tee time now? And the address?
The address is either they can call directly to the pro shop, and you want to talk to Mary Monahan. Number up here is 970-887-9195, or you can just get online and go to Mary at polcreekgolf.com, and she'll set up all the tournaments for you. She's here year round.
And the website is polcreekgolf.com?
polcreekgolf.com, correct.
And they can also book a tee time online, right?
You can book online. We're part of Golf Now, just like most of your golf courses are. So you can book on our website or on Golf Now. Or if you feel like getting a little more personal, you're welcome to call the pro shop. We're always open, willing to talk to people.
And one last question for you, and then we'll play this golf hole here. How did they come across the name Pole Creek?
Good. Everybody sort of asked that. Is lodgepole pines, which that's most of the pines that we have out here on the golf course. And then a long time ago, our forefathers named the creek that runs right through the middle of the property, through the meadow and the ranch course, is named Pole Creek. And that starts up the valley, up on YMCA property, which butts right up against us.
Awesome. And so we're going to play number 9 on the ridge side. We've got 27 holes, but you picked out this particular hole. And tell me why you picked out this hole and the playability for a scratch golfer to the amateur.
Okay. This is sort of each 9 has its signature hole. This is sort of our signature hole. It's a par 5, roughly 550 yards long. It is a reachable par 5, downhill. You have about an elevation change of about 120 feet. It's easy, so for your scratch golfers, you're hitting driver anywhere from a 6-iron, 4 to 6 iron into the green. It is well protected with bunkers all down the left side. You will want to come in from the right side because the way the slope changes will allow you to come in easier on there. And then for your average golfer, it's still a reachable par 5 and 3. And so you can hit driver, and then you can lay up to around 100 yards, and you got a nice wedge into the green.
You mentioned from the back tees. How about from all tees, the blues and the silvers?
There we go, blue, white, gold, and red up here for our tee boxes. Even from the forward tees, it is a reachable par 5, and everybody loves that because it's the finishing hole for the ridge, and you leave with a good feeling when you can get home at least in 2 and have a possible eagle to birdie putt.
How far is it from the 4 tees, and how far it is from where we're playing?
from right here where we're playing, we're about 540, 550 back here. And then all the way down to, I think the ladies are close to 500, 490 back there.
Yeah, it's still a fairly sizable par 5 for the ladies and kids. Okay.
It's a little generous for the ladies. We get them a little closer for them.
So we're going to play this hole, and tell me how you're going to play it, what driver you use and shaft, and why do you use that driver and shaft?
I play for Titleist, so I have their old 913D driver. For this hole, you want to play down the right side because everything sort of slopes back to the left. So I'm trying to hit something out around, with the downhill 250 or 275 to 320, and you'll have 200 or be inside 200 for the way home.
And what loft do you use on that?
I have a 9.5 on this with a stiff shaft with the Aldila rip shaft in it. So
yeah, it's unique. On a lot of people don't know what shaft they should be using, and the stiff shaft is for us older gentlemen that can have about an average of 105, 110 mile per hour swing speed, right?
Correct. That's where you want to be. This has more of a medium launch kick point on it, so it has a medium law, which I enjoy. That's about what I'm looking for in a driver.
So the perfect launch angle on this particular hole is about what? What are you looking for? 12 to 14 degrees?
About 12 to 14 and getting some roll. And if you favor the right side, it's a little drier on that right side, and you can get a little bit more roll off of that. And everything's going to kick from right to left.
So you'll be aiming right over that right tree?
Right down the right edge, or right over those trees with a slight draw, yes, sir.
All right. Well, you're on now, so let's see what you got.
Okay.
All right, JP.
That should be in pretty good shape. I'll be down inside 200, or right at 200.
Yeah. And it's not right over those trees, but even though you didn't get over those trees, you did a good job. It's so
I played it right down the middle and had just a little. My favorite go-to shot is a high cut if the draw's not working. What scares me about doing too much of a draw here is you can end up over the cart path down in the woods, and then you're in jail. You're not going to get home at all.
Yeah, so so you're in good shape for our approach shot. So let's go ahead down there and see what you can do. And
you're not going to hit one for me, Tom, so we can see.
I think I'll go ahead and do that and see if I can keep up with you.
Okay, sounds good. That'll be perfect. Nice ball flight. You should be right down by me.
Thank you. I'm surprised on what I can do at times. Well, JT, not bad.
Not bad. It's taking about 210 out to the pin, 200 to the middle of the flag, just right at the 200-yard marker. Just about. This is the go zone.
Yeah, you didn't have to walk very far to get that yardage marker, did you?
No, I didn't. Knowing the course knowledge, especially on number 9 on the ridge here, like I said, favoring the right side, you're always going to get a little extra roll and carry it down the hill.
See, if I wasn't here to witness this, I would have swore that somebody would have placed that ball right there and walked away.
Yeah, my little, my marshal's off in the trees there helping me out, yes, every day. So on this hole, we want to make sure, on number 9 here, bunkers are all down the left side there, so you want to sort of favor the right side. So if you do miss it, it will kick you back towards the green. It's sort of a nice design, course design here. Everything sort of kicks from right to left all the way down.
And that's great because with this particular green, it looks fairly small, right?
It's not that big of a green. It's pretty, depth-wise, it's real narrow. From right to left as you're looking down here. You've got a lot of real estate there, but it's not a very wide target to be coming in at.
Right, so you kind of need a lot of loft on this particular shot, right?
So I'm going to be hitting a 6-iron because I want something that's going to get a little higher, coming in around 210. Granted, it's downhill, but I want something that's going to come in a little higher.
Yeah, and the pin is to the back, so it does leave you a little bit bit of opening to just knock it right over that sand trap, right?
Yep, try to take it in between the two sand traps or right over that right sand trap, correct.
What kind of swing do you have? Do you have a fade, or do you use? Would you like a draw on this particular shot?
I'd like to put a high cut so I don't blow it off the back of the green. That's what I'm sort of trying to shoot for.
And how do you make that shot happen? Do you open up your stance a little bit?
I open up my stance just a little to allow that my swing path to come in on that. Yes.
And do you have the ball centered in your stance, or do you like it?
I like to play it pretty centered, maybe a little forward of center. Yes.
Okay, so we got your caddy doing the right thing here. You know what you're going to do. So let's go ahead and see you make this approach shot, and maybe you only have about 3 feet left for that eagle.
Yeah, I'd like to have that. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Go ahead, JT. JT, that was awesome. You did a good job. It's on the green, but you're going to have a good 40 feet
putt. Yep.
40-foot putt.
I'm going to have a long putt into there.
Yeah, and these greens are pretty receptive at this point in time. They're definitely soft, so
it's going to hold.
It's going to hold, and so we got a nice 40-foot putt left. So let's go ahead down there and see if you can make that for an eagle. If not, I think you're going to have a birdie. Good. All right, JT. Well, JT, you did exactly what you said you were going to do.
Yeah, a little farther away than I wanted to be for that eagle putt, but yeah, you called it about 40 feet out.
And you're on the ideal position to attack this green. You got an uphill putt, right?
Uphill putt, relatively flat. If it's going to move, everything sort of moves towards Pole Creek, towards the middle of the valley. There's nothing else, the Continental Divide. So
okay.
It's going to move. It might move slightly from left to right.
That's course knowledge for you.
Yes,
and you're not like Camille Vegas where you do the spider effect. And
no, I'm too old to be getting down on my knees like that. No, I can feel a lot with my feet when I'm doing this, but after playing the course for 20-some years, you get used to where all the greens, where to play them from.
Okay, so how fast do you keep the greens here at Pole Creek?
We're running year-round or during the summer. We roll every day, so we're keeping them anywhere from 10 to 11 on the stem.
Yeah. Is that particularly average?
That's probably average. Some of your courses, sometimes like to play them a little slower, maybe around 9, 10, where we're more closer to 10, 11. But we like the greens rolling really true, and that's what the superintendent looks for up here.
So how good of a putter are you, and what's the reason with your particular putter that you use?
I play the Scotty Cameron. I'm playing the studio version, the Newport 2.5. I do like the little larger grip, so I have the Super Stroke 3.0 on here, just so it keeps my hands out of play. And I like, for faster greens, I like to play more of a blade putter opposed to a mallet.
Okay. Well, you're on the spot now. Let's see that eagle, and then we could go on to the next hole, right?
Yes,
Feeling
sir.
pretty good.
Thank you.
Regardless, you're going to have a good hole. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you did.
Turn. Oh, it gives me a little 2-footer in for birdie.
And you had the right length, the right speed.
The big thing is getting the speed up here and really feeling the speed. The line, sometimes I'd much rather be closer with the speed and get the distance, and then the line will come later.
And putting's such a delicate situation for everybody. The pros really have a difficult time judging speeds and
the tempo. The biggest thing I think is the tempo for your putting stroke. So that you're a little slower going back, and then you're accelerating through. Too many of the average golfers we see out there, they're real quick going back, and then they tend to decelerate, so it's more of a punch.
Yeah.
Instead of peaking it more of as a pendulum.
Yeah, you want a nice little roll to it, and the putts out there, you can make them happen on this course, and most people average 2 putts per green.
That's what we're going to shoot for, yeah. If you can keep it around, under 35 putts, 30 to 34 putts around, you're doing pretty good.
Awesome, JT. We appreciate you coming out here and playing your favorite golf hole and sharing some time with us on Colorado's Voyage radio program. If your game doesn't do well, you got some terrific views, right?
Yeah, correct. That's the one thing up here at Pole Creek. If you're having a bad day of golf, look around and you'll enjoy the sights with all the wildlife around here. It's always a good day at Pole Creek.
Serenity now. That's what we all need. Get away from that chaos of the city, right?
Right. Exactly. Every day.
It's a great gem up here. It's very quiet. And
peaceful, isn't it?
It's peaceful. And you got some activities as well in the wintertime. People can come up here and do some Nordic and cross-country.
The course is open. We go ahead and groom the bottom, the meadow and the ranch. We have a cross-country snowshoe that we groom, and then at night we put out solar lights. So if you want to come out under a full moon, we do a full moon snowshoe cross-country once a month starting in December.
Yep.
And restaurants open Thursday through Saturday nights for dinner.
And the
website again is polecreekgolf.com.
Awesome. They can book tee times, check out pricing, tournaments.
Check out any specials we're running, like that, dinner specials when our full moon is during the winter time. And we are closing like I said, our season's about middle of May to the middle of October every year.
Awesome. Still a little bit of golf left. And once again, this is Tom Bianca, host of Colorado's Voyage radio program on 560 KLZ. We're up here at Pole Creek Golf Course, and we appreciate you joining us. You can feature these segments on our website at coloradosvoyage.com as well as golfexperience.com. And we'll see you next week on Colorado's Voyage.
Thanks, Tim.